We are back, the 6.5 Summit 2021. We've been leaking some stuff out on Twitter, but Daniel, man, we're back, baby, and we're doing recordings. We're jumping on airplanes. We're having a good time here. So I'm gonna flash up some stuff here just to get this get this going.
Yeah, you teased it earlier if people were paying attention, but.
No, I know. If I can get this, I can get this right. So, Daniel, why don't you kick this off, and we'll just kind of go back and forth.
Absolutely, Pat. So we could not be more excited to announce our second annual 6.5 Summit. For those that did not catch it last year, it was kicked off by Dell CEO and Chairman Michael Dell. We had Lisa Su, President and CEO of AMD, and Doug Merritt, the gentleman that runs Splunk. Also helped keynote, but we had a great event last year. This year, the whole idea was to be bigger, better, and badder in the best way possible than our last year event. And we have a lineup, Pat, that I think anybody could get excited about.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have the top companies out there in the industry. This is the who's who. And I will tell you, we had some people who they saw this slide and they're trillion-dollar companies. They asked to be part of it. And unfortunately, we had to turn them away. We hate to do that, but we can't have everybody. But I'm just thrilled at the breadth of this. And as Daniel was saying before, we take feedback from our community very seriously. And they said, hey, we asked them, hey, what can we do to make this better? And they told us, first of all, don't jam this all into 2 days. So we went to 5 days. We went to 12 topics. We manicured them, and I'll get to that slide a little later. We have 6 executive keynotes, 40 spotlight sessions, and they also said, hey, Pat, add a live element to this. So we're going to have, after each day, daily executive Q&As out there. From a content perspective, similar to last year, but we have made some nips and tucks. And I challenge you to find something in here that we missed. And by the way, it's enterprise apps, not enterprise SaaS. SaaS is included, but we also have people who will be talking about applications that you create on-prem or in the cloud, and in which, by the way, most applications are like that. So we are pleased to have Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger kick off the summit. Pat started his career 30 years at Intel, and he then joined VMware, where he ultimately became CEO and is in his first 100 days. And Pat's going to talk about his perspective. And you can think Intel is involved in all the way from the edge to the deep edge, all the way through to the data center and everything in between. So he has a unique perspective on this, and also with the importance of semiconductors, the strategic nature of semiconductors. I'm really excited to what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, Pat, and then we have a whole, week of outstanding keynotes. And basically, as you saw, we had our 12 topics and we broke them up into, multi-layers where we found hopefully pretty adjacent or complementary. So, Pat will kick us off, and then our first day is dedicated to cloud and infrastructure, where we have Allison Du, the CMO and EVP of Dell, leads their entire as a service business model that's recently been rolled out at their event called Project Apex. We have the Office of the CTO and VP of Advanced Technology, Chris Wolf from VMware, that will lead our apps and collaboration day, where we have another tremendous number of speakers. We'll talk more about them. On the third day, 5G, Edge and IoT, we are super excited to have Darius Adamczyk. He is the CEO and chairman of Honeywell, pretty big company. We talked about them here on the show today. On day 4, super happy, couldn't be more pleased than to have CEO and president of AMD, Lisa Su, return after giving a keynote last year. I mean, what an honor. And actually on day 4 and 5, 2 of our original keynotes, OG of our event, are coming back. And that is Doug Merritt, President and CEO of Splunk. And here's the amazing thing, Pat. We're going to run you through the days quickly. We have speakers of these calibers all the way throughout the event. So spotlights and it's just going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to. I'm excited. So, real quick, day one is all about cloud and infrastructure, and you can see here we have most of the leaders in cloud and many of the leaders in infrastructure. We have Azure, we have Intel, we have IBM, we have the president of Honeywell coming in to talk about the quantum cloud, SAP, Pure Storage. And Marvell, and for those who aren't familiar, Marvell has a lot of silicon in the public cloud, and we also have Oracle Cloud with Clay Magurek, which, quite frankly, they have amazed me in what they're doing with their Gen 2 cloud.
Yeah, and then on the second Apps and Collaboration Day, as mentioned, kicked off by VMware talking about app development, but then we've got Salesforce. Oracle coming back to talk about the app side of their business, Microsoft. We have collaboration coming from the CEO of Poly. We'll be hearing from T-Mobile, which is a little bit of a different spin on collaboration and apps. Then we're going to have Zoho, which is another very interesting company for that mid-market space. And then what's that last one there, Pat? I'm trying to read it. Cisco. My God, we have so many sessions. I'm losing my mind. Cisco talking about the WebEx platform. So another really big action-packed day.
Yeah, let's go into day three, all about 5G, Edge, and IoT. And like we said before, kicked off by OT and upcoming IT leader Honeywell. We have Jim Anderson from Lattice, big player in semiconductors in the Edge. T-Mobile and 5G. Come on, folks. Leaders in 5G in North America. Marvell coming in, leaders in Edge silicon. A lot of those 5G base stations that you see out there have their silicon in it. We have Siemens, another IT, OT play here. Lenovo talking about the Edge. Cristiano Amon, CEO-elect from Qualcomm. Come on, 5G and the Edge and IoT, that's pretty much Qualcomm. Bill Voss, VP of Engineering from AWS, talking Edge. Super excited to have AWS for the first time this year. And finally, Cisco talking about cloud security on the Edge. Awesome.
Sassy, baby. We're going to talk sassy. All right, day four, Pat. I don't know. I'm glad this one fell to me and our back and forth. Look, we like chips and SaaS, so you know that about us if you've listened to this show for a while. But I don't know that we could have. You've heard about some serious semiconductor players throughout the week that aren't even on our semiconductor day.
No.
Well, our semiconductor day is off the charts. We're going to be talking to, from the device and the chip making side, Lisa Su kicking us off. We got the CEO of HP giving us some vision from what the PC makers are thinking about when it comes to chips. And we're going to have Simon Seeger, CEO of ARM, Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA. We've got Dario Gil, who basically leads a lot of the hard tech for IBM. We got Tom Caulfield, which you'll see regularly on the networks, talking about the chip and supply shortage business of Global Foundries. Jim Elliott, who leads basically the semiconductor business for Samsung here in the Americas. We have Matt Murphy, the president and CEO of Marvell. This is just a ridiculous lineup. We have the Kayvon, who leads the manufacturing for Intel. And then we have Robin
Tyler.
Yeah, sorry. It's a little blurry on my end, but from Microsoft Surface. So we've got the device side, and then AWS, by the way, is sneaking in here. We've got the device side, Pat. We've got the chip side. We've got the foundry, the fabs. We've got, this day is going to be ridiculous. This is going to be
it is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, and then you like you said, you tie in the other semiconductor CEOs that we have throughout. We pretty much it's a who's who of semiconductors, and like you said, Semiconductors and SaaS. Okay, let's go to day 5. Again, AI, machine learning, and big data kicked off, like we said earlier, CEO of Splunk. We have the president of Cloudera, the CEO of Automation Anywhere, the CEO of Grok, up and coming AI and machine learning play. And then we have head of software at HPE and CTO. And if you haven't been watching HPE, basically all their announcements have been around software, which is excellent. We have the office of the CTO, Client Solutions Office, out of Dell Technologies. We have Red Hat. We have C3 AI, and we have UiPath from an automation point of view. Another heavy hitting day to round it out, Daniel. I am super excited.
Yeah, Pat, I got to tell you, 5 days, an outstanding lineup. Now, whatever tech interests you, we're going to have some of the leading minds and the biggest, most prolific companies in this space. This has been a lot of work. And by the way, the work's not done. Pat and I are recording these conversations and these interviews still day in and day out. Our team is building the event platform. We are going to really hope to inspire our audience to bring 5 days of just tech bliss for everybody that's out there and getting access. And these aren't 2-minute media clips or really short little segments with 1 or 2. We're getting 15, 20, 25 minutes of interactive discussion with these people, Pat. And you could just take this week and say, I want to get my virtual MBA in all things tech. And you could listen to these people and you will be the smartest person at Thanksgiving this fall.
I love it. I love it, man. Wow. What a show. I'm super excited. Register now at 65summit.com.